Hello and welcome to my video for the intermediate value theorem. The intermediate value theorem often confuses people because it's actually so simple and seems so obvious that they don't really understand its purpose. So let's talk about that theorem and then what its purpose is. So a function y equals f of x that is continuous on a closed interval a to b takes on every value between f of a and f of b. Okay, well that seems like a lot of gobbledygook. Let's see what we can do with that. So let's start with drawing a little picture describing what we're talking about. So let's say this is a and this is b. And we're going to have a function that goes continuously from a to b. Now that was arbitrary. We didn't have to draw it the way we did. We could have gone way up and come back down, then gone back up. We could have gone a straight line. There's lots of different options about what we could do, but this is a continuous function, so this will serve as our example. So that height is f of a. This height is f of b. Again, this is function f. All right, so f goes continuously from this point to this point. You can see that since it's continuous, that means the function is uninterrupted between here and here, and it achieves every single value between f of a and f of b. So if this were 1 and this were 7, then you'd know it would have to pass through 5. Right? So that's all the intermediate value theorem says. It says that if a function is continuous, it achieves every value between the two endpoints. Right? So let's take a look at an example of this. So here's our example. We want to show that x cubed minus 4x equals negative 1 somewhere on an interval 1 to 2. All right, now it's not asking us to find that interval or find that location. That would be one way of showing this. Instead, let's just use the intermediate value theorem. So let's find f of 1 and f of 1. Well, before we find f of 1, we have to actually define what f is. Well, let's define f as adding 1 to both sides. We could call that x cubed minus 4x plus 1. And then that would be equal to 0, right? So that function, we want to find out when this function is equal to 0. So f of 1 would be 1 cubed minus 4 times 1 plus 1. So that's 1 minus 4 plus 1 is equal to negative 2. Meanwhile, f of 2 would be equal to 2 cubed minus 4 times 2 plus 1. Okay, so that's 8 minus 8 plus 1 equals 1. So since 0 is in between f of 1 and f of 2, and f is continuous, continuous. Let's fix that up a little bit. Can't spell. Just abbreviate. Let's just say it's f is continuous, C-O-N-T period. On 1 to 2, the intermediate value theorem, we'll just abbreviate that, guarantees at least one point where f of x is equal to 0. Okay, which shows that x cubed minus 4x has to be equal to negative 1 somewhere on that interval. So there's a lot of procedure to this one, but it's not really that difficult. So you need to make sure you understand what we're saying, make sure you're able to make some sort of statement using the intermediate value theorem. Remember a couple of things. You have to show that the function's continuous. Well, that function's continuous because it's a polynomial. So you don't actually have to state that, but you have to state that the function's continuous. Make your determination first. Then you need to show the two endpoints. And if the function is continuous between those two endpoints, then the function has to achieve any value between those two endpoints. All right, so that is the intermediate value theorem. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Make sure to ask any questions in class or send email if you have any more questions. Thank you.